guys, and welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be creating a look using my Morphe by James Charles palette. This palette literally is to die for. As you can see, there is a lot of bright and fun colors, but there's also a lot of neutrals. I've used both, and both actually look and work really well. So let's get started. So I really haven't thought about what kind of look I'm going to do, but I've already worked with the blues, so I'm really excited, and I think I'm going to go in with the purples and the pink. Alright, so as you guys can see, I already have my eyebrows on and my baked baking. So first we're going to go in with our Morphe primer. James said that his palette should be used with primer because it will help blend. So I'm just going to put a little bit on my fingers and kind of dab it on my lid, and then afterwards I go in with my beauty blender and I just kind of start blending that out. I think that a beauty blender helps blend out your primer a little bit better because it helps smooth it down better than a brush. Alright, so now that I have my primer on, I am going to go in with my Coty Airspun powder and my Morphe M456 brush and just dab in there and put a little bit on and kind of set my primer. This will help so it doesn't get creased or anything while I'm working on the eyes. And any brush will work fine for this. You don't have to use any in specific. Alright, so now that my lids are set and ready to go, let's get started. So for today, I think I'm going to be using the variations of the purples and the pinks. I think that will work and make a beautiful eye look. I've already used the blues, and the blues are to die for. Alright, so first I am going to go in with my Morphe M441 brush. It is just this fluffy blending brush, and I am going to dip it into the shade Pinkity Drinkity, which is this light pale shade right here. Now, I'm going to just swirl it around a little bit and then tap off a little bit any of the excess. This will help so that we don't get like big clumps. And then I am just going to begin by putting that right in my crease and a little bit above, working that in, because this is going to be my transitions shade. This is, for those of you who don't know, James Charles loves his Pinkity Drinkities, and this shade is actually really blending out. It doesn't show up that well with my skin tone, but it will work. It'll do. Now, any big fluffy blending brush you have will work. I just got these Morphe brushes in because I ordered them with my palette, and I just wanted to use them to kind of show you guys how to create some of his looks with his faves. And any brushes can be used. You don't have to use any specific kind. Now that I have Pinkity Drinkity on as my transition shade, I am going to go in with my Morphe M456 brush, and I am going to dip into the shade Single. It is this purpley color right here. And I'm just going to swirl it in there and drop it a little bit. One thing I do notice is this is very pigmented. Look at that pigmentation on this brush. It is absolutely killer. So then I am going to start by just lightly tapping and bringing that shade in. I don't want to really heavily pile it on. Alright, so I am just trying to lay on very little product to start with because these purples are very pigmented. And I think the goal is to make sure that you don't have a lot of product so you don't actually have to blend out a super lot. Alright, so I am going to take my M456 brush and I am going to dip back into that shade and just lightly tap out some of the excess, and I'm going to start building right in this crease. Now, I usually take my colors or whatever I'm doing, and I usually kind of blend it all the way over. This helps kind of create that halo eye and will help open your eye up once you get in Alright, so again, I'm going to dip into my Morphe M456 brush into that shade Single. And we are going to keep applying that on this eye just into that crease. And remember, just lightly patting, not wanting to move that product too much, but helping blend that out. One thing I will say is these pigments are so super pretty. Now that that is all done, we are going to take the same M506 brush and we are going to blend it into this deep pink shade right here. Now that that shade is on, we are going to take our M443 brush and I'm going to dip that into the shade Love That, which is this pink shade right here. I love this shade, but oh my gosh, look at the pigmentation on that. This is so freaking pretty. I am just going to kind of blend right in here. And I always, after I'm done, I always take a big brush and we'll just kind of blend some of that out so it's not, so it kind of fades a little bit. But I'm just going to bring that into my crease as well. Kind of blending a little bit into that purple shade so that we kind of have that pink pop to it without it being so pinky. Obviously doing the same thing to this eye, kind of blending out some of that purple. Now this is why the shade Pinkity Drinkity was so good, because now you can dip into that and you'll already have that transition in color in there, so you're really not using that shade to press in anything. So I'm going to go back in with my M441 brush and dip it back into that Pinkity Drinkity. And I am just going to apply that right above that hot pink I just laid on. Look at that. This look is literally having me living for today. Now, I know it looks a little crazy now because it almost looks like it's not blended, but once you put your highlight on, that actually will help blend some of that. And also at the end, very end, after I'm done putting on everything, I do blend out with a bigger brush. All right, so once that's applied, I am going to go back in with my small shadow brush and just help blend that out a little bit. Oh yeah, I am loving this. Next, I am going to go in with my Morphe M456 brush again and dip back into the shade Pinkity Drinkity. And I am just going to start applying that underneath my lash line. Now, when I'm using the lighter shades like this, I like to use a very small brush, or a bigger brush. Just dipping into that shade Pinkity Drinkity. Now that our shade Pinkity Drinkity is on our lower lash line, I am going to go back in with my 506 brush, and I am going to just dip that into this hot pink shade called Skip. I have been eyeing this since I have gotten the palette. So you are just going to start from your outer corner, and I'm going to blend that a little bit into that purple. Don't worry about right there, because once I am done, it'll be okay. I am going to do the same thing to the other side, just starting at that outer corner and working it in. These shades are so freaking pretty. This hot pink is very, very pretty. It's very hot pink. Definitely don't underestimate this palette. Alright, now that that is on, I am going to go under and take this deep purple, again, the shade Escape, and I'm just going to start applying that and blending that out right in that corner. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. Here is our final look for the day. I am loving this look. This eyeshadow literally has blended so beautifully. I am living for this. This is the best pink purple eyeshadow look I have ever done. And these are my real lashes. I do not wear fake lashes because my eyelashes are just naturally so long that when I put on fake eyelashes, it hides everything. Anyways, the subscribe button is below, and please subscribe for me. I will be doing more looks with this palette in the future, and I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and we will see you next time.